Hello everyone, welcome back to Natalie's makeup channel. For today's video, I will be showing you how to achieve this space-themed look recommended by a follower on TikTok. Let's get started. To get started, I forgot to do some of my skincare, so I'm going in with the Peach and Lily Refining Serum. Once that settles into the skin, going on top with my favorite NYX Refresh Mist. On top of the mist, I'm going in with a Milk Makeup Hyaluronic Primer. Go in with your favorite foundation. Today I have on Dose of Colors and Urban Decay's Stay Naked. Starting off on the forehead, I go in with a smaller concealer brush just to really get that precise application, and then you see I move over to the NYX foundation brush. This foundation is amazing if you do have more of a combination to oily skin type. If you do have dry patches, I would recommend mixing it with a serum or something more hydrating. Because of the texture and consistency of the two foundations mixed together, I prefer to dab it into the skin and press as opposed to blending in circular motions. This is just going to help with the dry time as well. I felt like I needed a little bit more coverage on the nose, so just apply where you feel like your skin is coming through a little bit more and blend in from there. Once we have an even enough base, going in with your favorite concealer. Today I'm using ColourPop. It has been my go-to lately. It isn't my favorite. I do prefer a NYX one as opposed to this one here because of the consistency. Sometimes it doesn't mix as well with the foundation. Going back in with the foundation brush I used prior just to blend that concealer into the skin a little bit more. Once we have our liquids done on our skin, go in with a translucent setting powder underneath. This is a Cover FX Translucent Light. This is a loose setting powder, and I use a mini beauty blender to press this into the skin because personally on my skin type, I do crease a little bit more under the eye. Once we've set around the eye area, going in with my large fluffy brush and a IT Cosmetics Translucent Pressed Powder all over the skin. Taking an Anastasia contour powder, using that on the cheeks, on the forehead, and a little bit under the chin. Today I'm not using as much of a contour shade just because I am going in with the focus of the Galaxy Space look, so it'll just be more of a chiseled effect. And I focus the contour a little bit more on one side of the face because the Galaxy is going to take up the other side. Once you're happy with your contour, go in with a cheek powder. I'm using a Pixie Glow that has a little bit of a highlight and blush mixed together. Switching over to my other favorite eyebrow pencil today from NYX Cosmetics. This is the Precision Brow Pencil. This one, as you can kind of tell, is more of the slanted tip as opposed to the precision fine point. This one is my absolute go-to. I recommend this to everybody I know just because it's super easy for application and it speeds up your application time a lot more quickly. And I know I had mentioned that the micro brow pencil from NYX was a little bit more waxy. This one is a lot smoother, so it goes on with creamy texture. To clean up the eyebrows just a little bit, taking the ColourPop concealer I had used before on a extremely flat concealer brush. You don't necessarily have to do this step, but because I wanted a super fine crisp line, I went ahead and applied a little bit of tape along the contour of my cheek. Using two NYX Liquid Suede lipsticks. These are more of a suede matte, so they're really easy to work with. I'm blending them, as you can see, just all over the face, no specific areas. It is gonna look like outer space, so play with it and have fun with the colors. Add them where you see fit. Going in with a lilac pink. You can absolutely use a brush for this as well, just depends on how you feel like the colors are blending into the skin. Because these are gonna act as a base for me, I just use my fingers. Using a Stila liquid eyeshadow, applying it with the same method, dabbing it all over the side of the face. Because this one is meant for the eyes and to prevent creasing, it does dry faster, so make sure to work a little bit more quickly with this one. And as you can see, it's going to be very, very messy because we don't want it to look too precise. We want it to blend in like a galaxy. Once I have the base set, I'm going in with similar colors right on top. First, I'm using a Sugar Pill loose powder. I absolutely love these Sugar Pill powders. They have a little bit of a shimmer to them. They look beautiful under the sun. Once I packed on a little bit of the blue, going in with the Sugar Pill pink loose powder right on top of that lilac pink cream. And for this, I do like to use a brush on top of the cream that we had placed just because I feel like it holds the product a little bit better and it adds more of a sparkle. Using a gel glitter, I'm applying this all over the black. This is more of a purple base, and I wanted to add a little bit of chunkiness into the black, so I'm adding this right on top. And because of the consistency of that gel glitter, I do prefer to use a finger. Going in with a Mayron silver powder, an extremely fine point brush, just dabbing in little specks all over the side of the face. And you'll see me go over and tap with my finger just because I felt like the color was a little bit strong. Using the water activated Suva Beauty white liner, going in and making tiny little looking stars. I added just a couple because I do want to focus on the moon that I'm going to be adding in at the end, but you can add as many of these as you'd like. Focusing more on the eye, I'm taking a Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow stack, using this neon pink shadow, and I did want to blend it out a little more blown out. When applying, I wanted to make sure that I focused the high pigment towards the outer corner of the eye and blended that pink in a little bit more in the inner corner. Using that same neon pink melt shadow on the other side. As you can see, I build up this color a little bit more because of the consistency of the pigment itself. If you pack it on, it might come off a little bit patchy. So I go in with two different shadow brushes here to really blend out on the outer corner. Once I felt like the pink shadow was pigmented enough, I went back in with that loose Sugar Pill sparkle. I sprayed a little bit of the NYX Refresh Mist on my brush and tapped this right on the eyelids. Going back into the galaxy look, grab that Suva Beauty white water activated liner and start on the moon. If you want to recreate this look, you absolutely can. Add the moon anywhere on your face. I was contemplating putting it above my eyebrow, but I felt like with the eye shape, it would have looked a little bit more designed right next to the eye. If you don't have any Suva Beauty water activated liners, some of the white liners that I prefer and have really good pigmentation come from NYX Cosmetics as well. I would use the white liquid liner. But my go-to absolutely is the Suva Beauty. I'm also going to use it for the stars just because it's water activated. It's easier to play around with the opacity and pick up the pigment a little bit more. Go back in and add more stars. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. Go in on the moon to add some darker spots and lighter spots to make it look a little bit more realistic. All around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Using that Mayron powder again, I'm applying it on a wet spoolie and then splattering that all over the side of the face. Go ahead and remove the tape. Popping back into eyes, going in with a couple coats of a pure fully charged mascara. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? Using a BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, I'm taking a sparkly pink right on the inner corner. After applying the BH Cosmetics shadows, I went in with the NYX Mochi highlighter palette using a light lilac purple lavender shade, going on top of those just to add a little bit more of that vibrancy. Using that NYX highlighter to go around the galaxy as well to give it more of that interdimensional look. And switching over from that small eyeshadow brush just to add a highlight onto the other side of the high points of the face. Taking an eyeshadow brush that's a little bit more slanted with a Dose of Colors light brown eyeshadow to contour the nose. Once our mascara is almost dry, go ahead and pop on your favorite lashes. Today I'm using a fuller style than I usually wear just because the galaxy is really bright and beautiful on the side, so I wanted to keep that same consistency with the eyelashes. Going in with another coat of a Stila Magnum mascara on the bottom. As you can see, I just went and added some finishing touches with that white Suva liner onto the galaxy. And if you do want to try this look, you could always, as opposed to doing a moon, add a space theme instead. Put planets, whatever you'd like. And of course, you guys know I always love to add glitter. Here I went in with some Lit Cosmetics glitters. First I went in with a purple shade, and then I went in with a blue shade. For lips, I'm using a bold dark black gray from NYX Cosmetics. Didn't use a lip liner today because this is a suede matte, and with the applicator it actually comes out really nicely and creates that fine point. Using a Pixie lip topper, I'm going right on top of the black liquid suede. I did want to give more of that metallic look, so to get that appearance, I'm using an Inglot sparkling powder. Using a flat brush that does have more of a dome tip, I'm applying this right in the center of the lips. Because you did put the lip topper first with a pigment, it will stick right on. Going back in with the translucent powder for some final touches. Take the beauty blender and pat the powder into your T-zone. And then using that pink shadow, I just used it right on the corner of where I had that space theme, just to give it the appearance of blush, and I balanced that out on the other side as well. I've had these lit stars for a while and I wasn't sure how I wanted to use them, so I just added a little bit here and there with a tiny bit of duo glue. If you haven't worn them before, I would say put them a little bit farther out as opposed to in the inner corner. Be very, very careful when using these around the eye. And here is the final space theme look. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you guys do end up recreating this, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Natalie's Makeup. If you have any suggestions, don't forget to leave a comment down below on my TikTok or other social media. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you like to see more videos. Thank you for watching!